Okay, so you can see it's a beautiful winter day. We've got quite a lot of snow on the ground, but today we are working on doing our last of our thermal shades. This biggest thermal shade and this smaller one over here, which... Ooh, light! Woo! Basically our... Oh, we need to put our ribbons on. So he can show you how this is closed. So basically, it's just a roll-up shade, and because it has a layer of fleece, some wood battens, some plastic, and then another layer of fleece on the inside, that's the order, it basically creates a barrier, and this little bit of extra fabric on the edge kind of is a sealer to prevent air from coming in around the edges. So rather than just being flush, it's got a little bit of overlap, and it does that on the inside and the outside. So we made our final one this morning, and we didn't document that process, but we're getting ready to hang it up over here. And when we hang it up, I will show you the layers. Okay, so this is where we're going to install this shade, and you can see we need to add the ribbon at the top for tie-off, and then I'll put ribbons that come down so that when we roll it up, they'll come back through the behind. So the ribbon loop will come out here, and you want to make that big enough, because it's a pain in the ass if you don't. And then the back of the ribbon will fall down, the tails of the ribbon will fall down between the window and the shade. And then if you look at this, it's basically, this inside layer is fleece, then there's a layer of 4mm plastic, I believe is what we use, just standard, like, big rolls of plastic you can get at the hardware store. And then we have battens. This creates an air gap, which is an insulation, and then we used a piece of an old sheet for the outside, and we doubled it up just because it's a thin flannel sheet. And again, these go out past the plastic and the battens, and then the battens and the plastic are about 3/4 of an inch narrower than your window, so that they'll fit inside. And I'll put a link to the place where I got the idea and the instructions, so you'll see it below. Cool. So we're going to put this up, and then we'll show you how it looks. Okay, you can see how this side is really nice, and it's nice along the bottom. This side, you got a little bit of a gap. And we tried pushing this all the way to the side, and it's just something you have to be really careful with. We probably could pull this fabric down and get it a little bit tighter against that board and do some other things, but I'm not super concerned about it because I also have this curtain, which used to be the thermal curtain, and it wasn't quite big enough either. And you can see it was a terrible sewing experiment. I had to add on and did it, but this is what we've been using, and it hangs in these things outside, so it'll give another layer. And then again, we've got these curtains also, so we got like 3 layers of protection here. So I'm not super concerned about the little bit of gap I've got there, but you'll do a better job when you make yours.
So what we've noticed so far is that the shade has made a huge impact in cutting down the draftiness in that area. So I would say it's a success.